I don't even really know where exactly to start with this one. I don't want to bore all y'all with like my origin about, the first day I was born and all of this stuff. But somebody asked me what my story was on the Cooper channel. And me thinking they were just asking me how I learned about Cooper and all that other stuff, just told them the same basic story I've been telling you guys. I was sitting on the couch one day and heard something from him, and then was astounded by the truth that he was talking about, and nobody else was talking about. So I researched more into him, and the results of that are all the channels and pages and everything like that, because I found it really interesting how he was basically at heart somebody just like me who just tells it like it is, regardless of if it's gonna hurt his friends or so-called friends' feelings, because only people can claim to be your friends, but if you're gonna tell them the truth, but if you tell them the truth and they're gonna turn around and get mad at you, they're not really your friends. Especially if they don't want to go look into the things that you're talking about and they think you're just saying it just because you're trying to be smart or you want to be a jerk or whatever. But then I told the person who asked me this question, um, the basic story I always tell you guys when you ask how I started Cooper's work or whatever. And then after I told her, she was like, "No, I'm talking about your story." And um, I didn't know what to say because I always got a lot to say, but I didn't know what to really say to that because I wasn't prepared to, I guess, answer it, because I didn't, and I knew it was a lot and it was too much for me to really say. So I figured I'd do it this way and let everybody else know. I'm not going to give you like exactly my origins and say, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my siblings, and everything like that. But I'm going to give you the basic start, because what I need your help with is based around my story, I guess you can call it, and how I got to where I am now, from being a tumbling coach to a construction worker, which is, there's nothing wrong with being in construction. Because I actually like working with my hands. I like hard labor and I like yard work. I like doing all kinds of stuff like that. But my calling is to be a tumbling coach. I'm I'm 33 now, and I've been into tumbling since I was 10 years old. But how I got into it was I moved to the Wilmington area, and my mom had me in a whole bunch of stuff like acting, modeling, baseball. I was a catcher, shortstop, first base. Um, I was just really active. I've been an athlete my whole life. Um, and then my oldest sister, I have three sisters. One's fully white. She used to live with us when we were little, but she moved back to Minnesota with her biological father, which is of course, my mom's ex-husband. And then I have two sisters from my mom and my dad, two other sisters. I have three sisters, three brothers. My three brothers are on my dad's side, and so they're fully black. So I got a whole interracial family, basically. And of course, naturally, he had my brothers with his ex-wife. I only have two brothers now because a lot of you guys know that my oldest brother, our oldest brother, he committed suicide about 3 or 4 years ago, and he hung himself. And none of us know why exactly. I don't think that we'll ever know why, but sometimes the way this world makes me feel, and when I get to like rock bottom and I get to places like, I know I'll never kill myself, but I don't hold, when people say, when people commit suicide, they don't know what they're doing to other people and all that other stuff. But I understand why a lot of people commit suicide. I truly do. I know that might be hard for a lot of you guys to understand, but I understand why people commit suicide. Like I've been to that point. and I understand. I really do. So um we um we all live together, actually, all 6 children. My mom and my dad, one trailer, one single wide trailer. I kid you not. But then, just like my oldest sister, which is my fully white sister, moved to Minnesota, my 3 brothers moved back to Florida with their mom. But so then, and this was in Jacksonville, North Carolina. My dad was a Marine 12 years, and we ended up moving to the Wilmington area. He was stationed over there in Jacksonville and stuff. That's my hometown in North Carolina. And we moved to the Wilmington area, and my mom got me into all the stuff that I was just talking about. I kind of went back, but I'm gonna jump back to where I was. Acting, I did like a lot of extras, spots, and like things like One Tree Hill, and I was in a slave movie called Shadrach. It's funny because I was so light skinned that they had us like doing a picking cotton scene or whatever, and they had to have me running with my face not facing the camera because I was too light for them. They were saying I was too light for anybody to think that I was really a slave or something like that. Because I don't know, it was just funny. But it was even. But then they let me play the main character was a slave, was dark skinned, but they let me play his friend in in some graveyard scene because we were all supposedly dead or whatever. So, and he was like having memories and flashbacks, and it showed me then because I guess when you're dead, you turn light skin. I don't know. It's just a movie. I don't know, movie stuff. But I was in a lot of that stuff. My sister had a speaking part in One Tree Hill. She was one of the cheerleaders, and that's because, and that's gonna lead me to the main topic is she was cheerleading. I was doing school, running, athlete, all the stuff, track, and we went to go pick her up from cheerleading practice one day, and I saw a group of guys. It was like I think like 4 or 5 of them, and they were cheerleading. And these weren't your regular cheerleaders. Like these guys looked like straight up um, dudes you didn't want to mess with. And all star cheerleading for you guys. I know a lot of the girls know this, or for you fellers, is a lot different than high school cheerleading. Yeah, it's a whole lot different. Really competitive sport. But these guys basically had grew up on the streets of Wilmington in the projects. I don't know how they survived through a lot of stuff that they lived through. I mean, their mom and their dad were both crackheads, and they have no problem admitting that. They know. So um, I saw them, and I was like, those dudes look cool because they were doing all these flips and stuff, and it just looked real cool. And so I was like, asked my mom if I can come into a practice or whatever. So she took me there, and then I ended up liking it a lot. I was surrounded by a lot of girls. So back then I didn't. I was like 10, so I didn't really like girls. But I'm just saying, I'm just putting it in perspective for the guys and who are listening to this story. Um, I basically started tumbling and got real good at it. Started cheering and started traveling. You know, doing competitions and everything like that. And then that ended up getting me. I mean, these guys were like, to me, they were so cool. Like, they did raps and all that other stuff, and I like idolized these guys. One of them went off to be a UFC fighter. Well, he's one now. And the other one, another one, went off to be on Survivor. He was on Survivor Fiji. I think it's season 14 or something like that. And the rest of us were just we just had, at the time that we were tumbling, nobody was doing what they're doing, all the crazy stuff that people are doing now. Like, we were the innovators, and I wish that YouTube was around when we were doing it big back then, because then you wouldn't just think I'm bragging or I'm whatever. We literally were the first to do a lot of the stuff you see people doing now today. And we gave a lot of these people these ideas, parkour, flipping on the streets and everything like that, because this is what these guys had to do to come up to, you know, flip on the street for money. They were doing like shows with their pastor downtown Wilmington on the riverfront, tumbling, and they introduced me to that. So, and they taught me a lot of my style and a lot of like how I am, you know, joking and stuff like that. I got that from them. So I have to credit them that. And my mom and dad, so, you know, they're just great. Put me through all of this stuff, pay for it, you know, whatever. But when I hung out with these guys, they were in the projects, but I'm not gonna say I had it hard and I grew up in the projects. I was an idiot and threw myself into the projects and threw myself into the streets and stuff like that because I just liked it. I thought it was cool and stuff. And but these guys, I mean, they never smoked, never drink, none of that stuff because they had saw their parents fall victim to it. But anyway, so then I started tumbling, getting real good, and I was basically in North Carolina. At one point in time, I was ranked basically the #1 tumbler and did a lot of historical stuff that a lot of people, even if I tried to explain it to you guys, nobody will probably even understand what I'm saying. It'll just be a foreign language. So, but I did compete in things like I did win like nationals, UCA, a lot of cheer competitions. And when you're in cheer all-star, you get to go to Orlando every year, and a lot of girls are around. And so I did that. But then came to a point where I got older and I had to find a job and all that other stuff. And I started teaching, or I got introduced before I got this job. I got introduced to their coach, or a guy who helped the guys that I was telling you about how to tumble and stuff. And because he had moved away to Raleigh, and he had came back and said he got this new group, you know, a tumbling group. And what the group was is like a ministry group where we go to churches, we go to outside events, you know, flip on concrete. We were doing our own tours, you know, we were on a tour bus and we were in a different city every weekend at one point in time. We did shows with, I don't know if you guys know T-Bone from the Fighting Temptations movie. We did a show with him. We did a lot of stuff for the youth. There's a tour called PDY. It's a positive direction for the youth. And we flipped in churches and stuff like that. My coach made sure we did all these things. And we were a ministry. Now, I've never called myself, well, at one point I did call myself a Christian. Then I called myself a Muslim. I was going through all that whole, you know, stage. And now I just call myself a person who believes in God. You know, if you don't, that's fine. But but I still was a part of the ministry. And we went around recruiting other guys to tumble and things like that with us to build our group. And I'm gonna have video links and stuff like that, so because I'm gonna get to the point why I'm saying all of this and why what I need your guys' help with. And we shocked a lot of people, and you'll see that in the video links to my channels and my pages and everything like that. You'll see everything I'm talking about. I want you to know that because I want you to know that I'm not lying about anything that I say, and that I can prove it just like always. But I'm pretty sure if you're here listening to me, you know that I'm not lying about anything I say. I have no reason to. So I ended up going up to Raleigh back and forth every time, you know, doing these shows. And then I was introduced to, we went to our coach's gym, or their coach's gym. But then at that time it was our coach's gym because he recruited me via them. And it was like the biggest gym in Raleigh, the biggest gym, period. Sauna, pool, tumbling gym, gymnastics, all this stuff. So I ended up getting a job, eventually getting older and having to leave home and stuff like that, and getting a job. So I got a job there and moved to Raleigh. And I started teaching gymnastics. I'm talking about kids 5 and up, and everything. Back then, I was a daredevil. Like I wasn't afraid to do anything. I mean, I broke my leg the day before I got the day before I was supposed to start my first day there, and I went there in my cast the day after, and I was just hard headed and tumbling and teaching tumbling to like children and stuff like that. And then, you know, I started upgrading, of course, getting to older and older people and even adult classes and things like that. And I was they had a cheer team down there. I joined that cheer team because at the point in time in cheerleading, you know, it was a certain age, and I wasn't above the age to not. I wasn't above. I was still of age to do all stars. So I did a team up there, and it was just tumbling. And just at that time, as you know, how Cooper said, there was only one thing on your mind was girls and, you know, all that stuff. And I met a lot of girls and stuff, but honestly, I was a jerk to a lot of girls because there were so many girls around. I was so used to always being around girls, and you know, I used to be one of those people that a lot of people are like, and they think they always need to be with somebody, you know, in a relationship, whatever. But then it got to the point where I just, you know, was just a jerk and cheated on a lot of girls because I didn't know what love was until I got my heart broken. Not she cheated on me or anything like that, but I let the wrong one go and realized I was in love with her before it was too late. Let's put it like that. I don't want to spend too much time on that part. So then that gym ended up closing down because the owner was doing fraud or something like that. I don't know what he was doing, and I don't know why he would do it with such a big facility. So and then I just started going to different gyms and teaching because my name was out there by then in the Raleigh area. So I went, you know, to another gym and was just coaching there, and then going to other gyms and other gyms. And a lot of a lot of these gyms, they have a lot. They have their own rules and regulations and things that you have to follow. And I don't have any problem following a lot of rules and regulations if they make sense, and if I didn't know more than, not trying to be cocky, but if I didn't know better than the person who owned the gym. And I'm not trying to say I try to take over their business or whatever, but I always clash heads with people who try to tell me how to be a tumbling coach and how to do things that they didn't know how to do themselves. So a lot of us at this point, we had star power, I guess you can call it. So we were all cocky, all big-headed, cocky jerks. And that was another thing I learned from my friends that maybe I shouldn't have picked up, but in itself, this taught me a lesson too. So I was teaching, you know, thinking I was the best. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing and all this stuff. And finally, it got to the point where my attitude caught up to me, and clashing with a lot of people got me to being to the point where there was no other gym to go to. So I started working fast food, Sonic restaurant, to my own skates, doing whatever I had to do to make money to survive or whatever. And then I started getting back into gyms again, but this time I was more mature. And what I noticed is gym owners and things like that, they have, you know, special rules, but they also let people get away with things that they like, or if their child is in the program, it's all about their child, or you know, things like that. And they just don't give you, they just like in a lot of places today, they don't pay you what you're worth, even if they know what you're worth and what you've done. So a lot of my life I was used basically for my talent and my coaching abilities, but I was never paid right, and I didn't have the right mind state to know my worth and know that I could go off and do my own thing. I didn't know that until now. So again, please stick with me. This is going to get into what I need your help with. So a lot of my friends, you know, they all were still working in gyms and everything. And my house was at the time when I was tumbling and big headed, my house, I had all the money. I had all the weed, alcohol, you know, games and everything. So everybody really, I literally took care of a lot of people that just came to my house and did whatever, which I didn't care because we were boys and I wasn't thinking nothing like that about, like, you know, well, I did this for you, I did that for you. And but I did do a lot of things for people who ended up turning their back on me and wouldn't do the same in return, even though they know that what I did for them. But I mean, it's all good. That's just whatever. Water under the bridge. Um. So now that's where. So now that's where I'm at right now, is doing construction, because again I went into a gym up here, and I moved back to the Wilmington area, which is where I'm at right now. And I got a tumbling job, because that was my dream, was to be a tumbling coach again, because I knew I had the right mind state and I was ready to do it the right way. I got a job at a tumbling gym, and I was also working on getting contracts with high school teams, and going in there. I did a trial class for a couple of high school teams where I just went in there, contacted their coaches, went in there, taught their girls or whatever, and then set up a future relationship with them as me, their coach, and coming there like 2 days a week or whatever at the local high schools. I tried to get into the middle schools and things too, but they didn't really get back to me, because I don't think they really do too much in middle school like that. But at this gym, everything was going fine, perfect, dandy. Well, oh yeah, let me say one more thing. A lot of the gyms that I left, they ended up being more about what the parents wanted and not about listening to their coaches. And a lot of the guys, which are all my friends, and I actually taught a lot of them how to tumble, or I helped them and they helped me or whatever. They are not in it for the teaching aspect of it. They're in it for the private aspect, because when you do privates, you make a lot of money. So instead of teaching athletes what they need to know to get their skills and then, move on to the next level, a lot of them hold them back because they want to make as much money off of a child and their parent, instead of just, teaching them what they need to know and things like that. And a lot of these guys are making good money now because of what I've showed them, or what other people like me have showed them, and they're still big headed and they haven't learned life yet. They're not in it for the life aspect of it. They're in it for the money, the good time, the parties, or whatever. Which I was the ringleader, all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I told you. I'm not talking about my ex friends, because I really don't have any friends now. I call them. I guess they'll always be my friends, because I used to be just like them. So I'm telling you this story because I learned from their mistakes, or I learned from my mistakes. But I don't know if they know those mistakes, or life hasn't broken them down yet, as it has broken me down. So I was up in Raleigh. Oh no, I already said that part. But I was still trying to hit on gyms. Oh yeah, and they're like, it's just a lot about the popularity. They don't want structure in classes. They don't want to teach kids discipline. And believe it or not, a lot of these parents don't want to teach children discipline either, and they don't really want you to train their child the right way. And I don't know, and it's just weird. And then it's like people who don't know anything own the best businesses and own and it's just like, and a lot of the businesses that me and my friends helped build up, they're all living off of what we did without lifting a finger, without doing any of the work at all, not even knowing how to teach a back handspring, a forward roll, or a handstand. But it's just like that in a lot of corporate businesses and stuff too. It's more about who you know rather than what you know, and how much money you have and all this other stuff. Again, this is going to lead me up to where I need your help. So I got down here and did what I said, got my connections with the high school people, and then I started teaching tumbling at a gym. It's not far from here, from where I'm at now, or the surrounding area. Everything was going good, and all of a sudden, the CV thing happened, and they told me that I had to wear one of those things. And you all know my problem with those things, which should be every person who wants freedom in America's problem with those things. And she first told me that when the owner was like, well, they're talking about wearing, or the owner was saying how we had to, we in the future, we might have to wear those things. And I told her, I said, I love you guys, and I love the kids and everything like that, or the children, but I'm not wearing one of those things. And she was like, oh, okay. And she looked kind of weird about it, but she didn't really say anything. Right then and there, I didn't know this, but she was planning on having me fired. So then I heard two female coaches talking about it, about if the governor passes this so and so and so, we're gonna have to so and so and so. I said, what? They were talking to some parent, and they said that to the parent, and then when she left, I asked them what they said, and I said, well, I'm not wearing it. So I think these girls went and told the owner what I said, which she already knew. So she waited for a little bit, and she told me that she was gonna have some young girl come in who doesn't really know too much about anything, and she wanted me to, put her under my wing and show her the ropes and all this other stuff. And I was happy to. I don't have no problem coaching and showing somebody how to coach or anything like that. I was building up her classes and numbers. She was starting a boys parkour stuff. Oh yeah, and also in Raleigh, I taught jump roper, because jump ropers and karate people, they do acrobats too in their routines. So I taught all of that stuff too. So, but at this gym that was around here, I was building up her parkour classes and her guys and stuff, and getting them right and teaching them the right way. And a lot of them didn't like discipline either, and neither did their parents. But I was trying to tell the owner how, this is how a coach is supposed to be, and I can't let them get away with not, talking back, not listening, because it was the simple things like that. And for some reason, these people just didn't get it. I know I can't blame the children for not getting it, but the parents themselves and the owner did not get it. Because they're all about, again, they're all about money. Their parents are about other things, which, not trying to be mean, but they need to stay behind the glass when it comes to this type of sport and it comes to this type of teaching, because they have no idea what they're talking about. I try to explain this to the owner. That's probably another strike against me. That's probably another thing she was plotting on getting me fired. But I was just real with her the whole time. So then she brought up the mask thing, or no, I brought it up to her because the girls, I said, I told you that I can get you, after I heard the coaches talking about the mask thing, I went to the owner, which I already told I wasn't wearing it. I said, listen, I know how to get you out of this where we don't have to do it. And I said, there ain't gonna be no goons lurking around here, the government, they can't do anything. I'm trying to teach you what you can do. And she was like, oh, I'm not really too much worried about it. Well, she wasn't even really the owner. She had to go through a lady. And she was like, yeah, she's probably not even worried about it. She's not gonna so. And she just tried to brush it off. So I was like, all right, cool. So the whole time I'm sitting here just coaching, training this girl. Then they brought in another girl, and I still didn't think nothing of it because I knew these girls could not teach the level 5 tumbling and the things that this gym claimed they wanted to be about, but they really didn't. They're not gonna go past a level 4 because they don't really want what they claim that they want, and that's a lot of gyms here. They're too busy satisfying the parents. So knowing that she was going to spring this whole thing on me, she sent me a text message, or she sent us all a text message while we were on some break. I don't remember what holiday it was. And she said, I tried to get us out of the thing, but everybody has to wear it. And if you don't want to wear it, no hard feelings. Text back if you want to continue working here or whatever. So all the little coaches who don't know anything too much about coaching and probably thought I was a jerk for just telling the truth, we're all like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm on board, and putting little face mask emojis in the group chat and everything. And I didn't say anything because I already told her that I wasn't doing it. And she said, if you want to go your separate ways, just don't respond. So I didn't respond. She still texts me the next day and say, are you coming today with your, she said, will you be coming today, will you be joining us today with your face mask on? And I blanked on her because I tried to tell her the whole time, the whole thing. But again, like I told y'all in the last video, it's just me. I'm just somebody's brother. I'm just a coach. I'm just somebody's son. I can't possibly know more than anybody. The people that I know, my boss, everybody, they don't know what I know. They don't know what I do. I'm not saying I know everything in the world, but they don't care for what I do. They don't care to hear me. A lot of y'all might be like that, and you understand. That's why I said we can help each other, because I know your frustrations, and that's where I'm at now. They literally think I'm dumb and have no idea what I'm talking about. They have no idea what I do as far as Cooper's work. So I know some of you guys might think that people around me think that, I know more, I know a lot or whatever, but they don't. They think I know absolutely nothing, and I'm a fool, and I have no idea, literally 0%, no idea what I am talking about, period. And I am not lying. Not one bit. They have no clue what I do. Even though they know all I do is read, I'm online and researching and stuff, they have absolutely no idea what I do. And they don't care to know what I do, because all of them are sheeple. It's just the cold-hearted truth. People will turn their back on you in a blink of an eye for telling people the truth, or for trying to be honest. And that's what has happened this whole time, trying to be honest and trying to just tell people the same things I've been telling you guys. And they all turn, I mean, my family don't want to hear me. They don't, it don't make no damn sense that they think I'm against them, and I'm somebody that I'm not. They think that, like, as far as what I'm saying and what I'm doing, they honestly think I really think they think I'm a horrible person because of what I do and how I talk and what I say. But it's not changing. And they should know that, because before all this Bill Cooper stuff came out, I've always been like that, outspoken. Anyway, let me continue with the story. So, I blanked on her and said, no, I already told you. I said, I can't believe you're about to let somebody go over a bunch of lying Google statistics. I said, I will not bow down to any tyranny. And you could at least call instead of text and all the other stuff. I gave her my heart, and this lady said, where at the end of it, she said, where should I send your last check? I gave her the address, parted ways. Now, at this point in time, I knew I didn't have any income. So I took my car, and the people at the house I was staying with, they're sheeple too, sitting in front of their television set every day, think I don't know nothing, I'm gonna get everybody sick and all this stupid shit. And that's really just sheeple news talk, brainwash coming out of their mouth, because they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because they don't take the time to figure out what they're talking about, or what the people on their television sets are talking about. So I knew I was going to have the income to pay where I was. So I took my car. I told them that I found a spot, or that I was going to move in with an old friend from school, because I'm around from this area anyway. And they're like, oh, okay. But they didn't know what I really did was went to Walmart parking lot in Southport, and got the police called on me because I didn't wear a mask, because I went in there with the item, bought it, went back out, realized I bought the wrong item, came back into customer service. Lady manager said something to me, said, you know, you're gonna have to wear a mask next time you come. I said, no, I'm not. And then she was like, that's the rule. I said, that's a rules. I said, that's a policy, not a law. And no, I don't. And then she kept arguing, so I said, call the police. So she called the police. Police came, talked to her, talked to me, and the cop was like, she's not gonna trespass you or so on. So I said, she can't trespass me. I didn't come here with no ill intent. I said, I came here like a customer or whatever. And the whole time though, I didn't even realize that I had both items in my hand, the one that I was gonna return and the one that I wanted. And I accidentally, because this is colder, I had an inside pocket, and I always put stuff in my inside pocket. And I swear I did not mean to do this. I put it in my inside pocket and walked out with it, with the police walking me out. And they went in their car, I went in my car, and didn't even realize I got all the way to I forgot where the hell, I was about to say the house, but I didn't have a house. I went somewhere and forgot it. But I still needed that parking lot to sleep. Oh no, I didn't want to sleep in that parking lot, because she pissed me off. So I went behind some other parking lot. Some other cops pulled over, or saw me there one day, pulled over, asked me what I was doing, ran my tags, did all my information. I told them, I said, I'm homeless, I don't have nowhere to go. And they were like, well, you know, you can go to Walmart, parking lot. And I was like, all right. So I went to Walmart, spent, I don't know how many months I spent, or weeks, or whatever time I spent there. And then one of the cops that pulled me over at the place that told me I could go to Walmart, he came actually on Christmas Day, which is, I don't care, because I don't celebrate the holidays, but I was sitting there alone on Christmas Day. He saw me. I guess he felt sorry for me. So he came and gave me some gift card from Hardee's and stuff like that. And then I called back my old boss, because before I got the gymnastics job, I missed the part. I had the job that I have now, construction, and I told him that I got a gymnastics job. He understood. But then after I lost the gymnastics job, I came back to this job that I'm at now. So I started working for him. All of this, well, I was staying in a couple Walmart parking lots, and then I ended up I don't know how I ended up. He found out my situation. He said, you know, you can park on my land. There's nobody there. It's like acres of woods and stuff out there. You can park there anytime you want. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, because I got tired of being in the parking lot, Walmart parking lot near here, because one time I was asleep and I woke up, This is back when I was smoking weed. I actually just quit like not too long ago. It's been actually it's been a while for me because I used to smoke all day every day. But that's when I had weed on me in my car and before this is before my boss offered me to stay where I'm at now, or his land. And one day I woke up and the cop was tapping on my window, and I know he smelled weed because it was right in my door handle. He opened the door, or I opened the door for him. I had all my machetes and stuff on me and everything like that. And he was like, and then I was like, damn, they about to arrest my ass. But then I found out, they can't just say they smell marijuana. That's not enough cause anymore, which is good. It's not enough probable cause anymore, which saved my ass. And I was like, yeah, I'm just sleeping and stuff. And the cops are actually real nice. He was like, okay, cool, man. We just wanted to make sure, because we found somebody dead in this parking lot a couple months ago. So we just wanted to make sure you were alive. I was like, damn, y'all found somebody dead over here? He was like, yeah. So then I still stayed in that parking lot for a little bit. And then my boss offered me to stay where I'm at now. So now I do construction. And I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I like it. I like being able to not have to follow. Well, I mean, I still gotta follow, the rules of what we do in construction and stuff like that. But not having to worry about somebody telling me. And I don't mind because I don't know too much about construction, so I don't mind being told to do stuff by my boss now. But I mind when people that don't really know what they're talking about or own businesses, or even when I try to be nice to tell them the right way to do things, keep on trying to tell me something that's not the way to do it. So I just don't like that. But this got me to this idea, which is where you guys can help me out right here, right now. I know this is going to take a while. This is a long shot. And this is just a test run to even see if anybody is going to care enough to even help out a little bit. I got an idea because my boss knows how to build stuff. He knows how to get permits for stuff. He knows how to make parking lots for stuff. He knows how to clear land for stuff. He knows how to do the whole leasing thing. He knows how to do just about everything that I need somebody to know how to do. I just picked his brain today, matter of fact. I just got this idea literally like 2 or 3, I think yesterday. I wanted to do this yesterday night, but I didn't have enough time to make an account to do it on. And I was just picking his brain and everything, and I figured out, well, since I'm tired of working for other people who don't want structure in their classes and don't want to teach children the right way, instead of teaching children that, if you're good, this is what a lot of coaches teach today. Well, a lot of my so-called friends who are still coaches up in the Raleigh area, they teach a lot of the athletes and they brainwash a lot of athletes and get a lot of the younger guys and girls to come up under them and think that if they have certain skills and stuff, they can treat people any way they want and have a bad attitude and they can all quit if something doesn't go their way and all this other stuff, which is different between quitting on something petty and quitting on something that actually makes sense, which is what I did. But they just brainwash these kids and just teach them the wrong stuff. That's not, it just got their minds in a whole bunch of different, like I've seen them turn so many talented people into, these are the same people who used to influence me, into just cocky, jerk, arrogant people who don't care about life and life lessons or anything like that. But once I separated from all of that, lost everything, my house, lost my car. I got my car now, but I'm talking about back in the day, I done went through all this stuff. Lost the love of my life from being a jerk, breaking up with her and her finally not wanting to come back. And I realized I really did love her before it was too late. Which I feel like everybody has to go through all that stuff. I lost my train of thought. Damn it. Anyway, instead of going through all of that again by trying to work for a business or some other company or person, I decided to open my own gym. So I can, instead of trying to get mad about what they're doing or try to tell somebody what to do in their business, because now I fully understand that the only way that I can do something different is to do my own gym and do it the right way. So I'm planning on opening my own tumbling gym in Wilmington, but it's not just to show them that, well, actually it kind of is to show them that you can make it on your own, because a lot of my so-called friends are still up there living off of under people who are still telling them what to do. And even they know more than the people who are telling them what to do, but they don't mind doing it because of what they're getting paid and things. They don't mind being literally slaves for these people. Slaves for companies that I helped build before. A lot of them are around, and some of them even helped build. So they know that they know more than the people that's telling them and that they can do better, but they're not in that mind state. I'm on a new mind state where I can say, well, I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm accepting all tumblers from high schools, all stars, rec places, anybody who wants to learn the basics or the advanced skills of gymnastics, tumbling, parkour, jump roping, tumbling, karate tumbling, because they do some of this stuff in their exhibitions and stuff like that. And that is my goal now. So I have started a GoFundMe for the people who, wanted to donate to the channel, not this channel, but the Cooper channel. And I was telling them I stopped doing that because a lot of people were tripping, thinking that instead of me doing the donations for the time that I spend doing this, because this is all I do all day, every day. So if somebody wants to get mad about an option, it ain't like somebody saying you have to do this. But some people were still asking, for the time you put in, because some people understand. They've been here since I had 500 subs, and they understand the time that I put in and the time that I'm still putting in, and I'm gonna keep putting in until I am dead and gone. That is what the donation options were for. But I took it off of all the videos, and when I go back and find any other videos that they're still on the Bill Cooper channel, I take them off, because people who would take advantage of that to use. I mean, I have it in the about section where nobody looks, and it's only a Cash App, and not everybody has that. So that's why I went to the GoFundMe thing to see if they can open up to a variety of people. And I have all the link. I'm going to put all the links to what I do in real life, my YouTube channel, what I've done in my past, and everything in the description box of this video, and a link to the GoFundMe for the tumbling facility. I'm looking to get a full facility with, and I think even the number that I set on the GoFundMe is too low for what I'm trying to do. It might seem like a lot from some people because they don't understand how the equipment that you have to buy and all that other stuff in order to, and sometimes you have to pay like rent in advance and things like that. I want to do this the right way, and I need the right people. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I put, you can help me finish this, but not just with the GoFundMe. If anybody out there knows anything about business, if anybody out there has a company that would like to sponsor, we can get into some kind of partnership with sponsorships. If you have any type of connections into things like that, that you know how to build up companies, entrepreneurs, I don't know if that's what you call it. I put it under business and entrepreneurs. I don't know if that's what you call it or not, but that's the category I put it under. But it's really like a rec facility. And I also want to do like after school programs. I was in a lot of after school programs when I was a kid, when I was a child, because I really want to. I can't reach the children and the youth being in these gyms who don't want you to reach them in that type of way that I'm trying to reach them. I don't want to just teach them tumbling. I want to teach them valuable lessons in life. And that as a child, you are to speak to grown-ups with the utmost respect. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. You don't say what. You don't say, I'll do it later, or if your mom and dad tells you to do homework, you ignore them, or you scream at them or whatever. That's not gonna fly in my gym or in my classes or anything like that. And I finally came to, because I've worked with a lot of people to try to do this, who all thought they had the right idea and everything, and I was sticking along with them and thought that we were gonna get something going in the future, but I finally learned that I'm not on the same page as these people. We're not on the same mind state. I want to give back to the community, to the youth. I'm not just going to get children who can afford this. I want to start a program, because what my coach did when he took us out to Raleigh and stuff, he did like a nonprofit organization, but ministry type thing. And like he was like, we'll go trips, do tumbling exhibitions. He'll take us all out to Golden Corral and all the time and things like that. I want to give that back to the neighborhoods around here in Wilmington, because I know that there's a lot of things that are happening right now. I don't know if you guys heard about it in Wilmington. A lot of gang related stuff, a lot of just people getting killed for stupid stuff. I just found out the other day that a guy that I went to high school with was found unresponsive on Riceville Beach, dead. He said his brother found him, and I'm starting to think that he committed suicide too, but I don't know. We ran track together. We won states together. We used to smoke together back in the day, going through the projects and things like that. He talked to me when I first got down here, and then one of my lifelong friends just that lives in Atlanta came down here like 2 days ago and told me that he was dead. And I looked up the story, and he was right. He was found unresponsive on Wrightsville Beach, and apparently he died. And I look for the updates. They still don't know what happened. And I never knew his family or anything like that, so I don't know who to contact to find out, you know, anything about the death. And I don't do funerals. I can't do that. I like to remember people how I remember them. And so, but he had a rough childhood too, I guess. And you can tell because a lot of obituaries, they say a lot of stuff about people. There was nothing on his obituary about surviving children, his mom and dad caring for him. There was nothing on there. It was just, this is the time, the service, of this is going to happen, that's going to happen, or whatever. And a lot of these children out here in these projects are going to go down that same road. I'm not saying he killed himself, but I do know that he was smoking boat from what my friend was told me. He was on some heavy stuff. Could have been an overdose, could have been anything. But I want to literally get a van, get a tumbling well, not a van, but yeah, like a kind of like a van, a bus, because I know a lot of these kids, their parents are not going to care to bring them to the facility. If I ever get it up and running, to the facility to just sit around and listen to somebody talking about tumbling and showing the old tapes of stuff. I mean, my old team, we went from literally nothing to doing NBA halftime shows. We were on the Today Show. You'll see all that on my channel, so you know that I'm not lying. And right now, there are so many children out here, from here to all surrounding areas, who just don't have anything to do. And that is why they get into the things that they get into. They don't have any type of direction. They don't have anybody who cares. They have people who care enough to have them. Or just because they want to have a child before they die, or just, I don't know, not being careful, having sex or whatever like that. And they're just there with nothing to do. I literally want to give these children what I was given, because when our coach came down there and took us up to do all the ministry work, it was all free. It was all paid for. All we had to do was learn and tumble and whatever. But we had attitudes and stuff, and we kind of ran him because we were more cocky on the cocky side, and he knew that we had the talent that he needed to do the shows and stuff like that. So wasn't nothing really he can do but agree with what we said. But if I build these children from the ground up with respect and do it the right way, because we were supposed to have our own gym a long time ago. We were all of this, that like our own tumbling facility a long time ago, and we all failed because of our attitudes. We all failed because we thought that some of us, use God as make us look godly, but we really didn't care for God, and it wasn't really about God and a mission or anything like that. It was really just about tumbling and performing, and I don't want to teach that aspect. I want to teach the aspect, of course, discipline, athletes, and things like that, but I want to teach the aspect of life, respect, and having something to live for. And I want to give it back to these children who, like, for free. I want to go be able to pick them up. I know I can just I can go to any projects right now and flip and stuff, and let the parents know, even if I have to pick the parents up on the bus and take them to the facility to show them where their children are going to be tumbling at and everything is going to be going on and what they're going to be doing. I'll do that, because if not, there is no leader in Wilmington or youth or anything like that here trying to direct these children in that type of way. Everybody, they might have programs and everything like that, but they're more about their programs than they are about the children actually learning something and being something in this world after they're unable to tumble. That's one thing that our coach was trying to teach us, but we all thought we knew everything and we didn't learn it the way we should have learned it. But I finally learned it. Of course, it was all too late after we're all spread out now, and everybody. I highly doubt we'll ever come together for like some type of reunion or anything, because everybody is working for other people and worrying about, same thing, Instagram, getting famous, going to America's Got Talent again, and all this stuff that is trending and everything like that. But nobody's worried about who's next in line and who's going to lead or take over in our spot. And some of them might be, but they're not training them the right way to take over in a spot. Some of them might know because, they always know they're going to get replaced, but they just see it maybe in envy or jealousy. I don't see it like that no more. I see it in as if there's going to be somebody or a generation to take the place and fill the shoes, it has to be a generation with the right mind state who can teach other people the right mind state. Because we had, you'll see all the videos of the stuff that we did. We had all that power, and all we cared about was who saw us, who had the hardest tricks, who, as far as skills, who could do the most backflips in a row and all that other stuff. And there were so many people and so many eyes on us that we could have soaked in and said, well, this is really about a mission and really about something, getting something out of it. We didn't do that. We sucked these people in. And I say we because I was a part of it, and we gave them the wrong mind state. It was the total opposite of the mind state our coach was trying to teach us. And I was the last one to be with the team. Everybody else quit. And then, we can never quit. We're powerhouse tumblers for life. But I was the last one, and we fell off because, we thought the rapping and all that stuff and, the girls and all that stuff was just way more important. And working for a company, whoever's going to pay us the most, was way more important than staying together, which is what we should have did and built our own organization and our own gym and our own thing. But if I have to do it alone, I'll try my best, but nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to listen to this. Because they're going to go right back around. If I were to say this because it's happened a lot of times where I try to teach this while they were even around to the younger people, and then they would wait till I leave, take the younger people to the side and say, no, it ain't about that. It's about you, so and so and so. All these gyms are going to want you because you got this skills, and who ain't going to want you? And if you quit, they got to do what you say, because if you quit, who else they got, and all this other stuff. Because that's the attitude that we all used to have. Yes, me too. That's why I say you guys are the only people who can help me. Now, I told you all of this. I'm going to upload this. This probably won't even, and then probably go to sleep. This probably won't even be uploaded. I'll make a thumbnail picture of it, and it'll be up, I guess, by tomorrow, because I have to work really early in the morning. And I'm going to have a thumbnail picture of this, and I'm going to make it public. And just let it be in load mode. And hopefully tomorrow it will be uploaded, or whenever it's going to be uploaded, you guys can see it. Damn, it's almost on an hour now. I've been looking all in the stars and talking all because I wanted to try to get it all out without looking at the time. I try to shorten it because this story really is way more to this story, and I try to cut out the basic parts of it to get to the end. And if you got to the end this far, you care enough, hopefully. But I want to reach out to you guys who know stuff about business, you people who want to help donate to the cause, which the GoFundMe is there for you guys to. I know, like again, this could be a pipe dream, and I'm just testing this just to see, because I don't even know if anybody's even going to care enough to donate $1, because a lot of people really don't care too much about that. But about long talks and getting to the end. So a lot of you guys probably didn't even listen all the way to the end of this. But that's the only way I feel like now that I can help really change the world, is by getting back into my niche and doing it the right way, and making sure I have the right people and the right team under me, even if I have to build again from the ground up. But I have to get the right people. These are a lot of things that I did learn from my coach, because like when they fell off, all the other guys, I was still with my coach, and we were traveling and doing like tumbling camps and clinics at different gyms in different areas. And that's something else that I want to pick back up and be able to do myself, but first I have to train people to understand the full mission from the very beginning. Like if I have if this even gets off the ground, this is really just, I don't know if this is a pipe dream or not. If this gets off the ground, I have to have a serious talk just like this with my staff or whoever I'm going to bring on a board, because they have to know right from the very beginning what it's really about. And I can't do that without the funds. I work in it is not about, I don't care about money. I can't stand money. Okay? Because of how it makes people act and how people think they need it all the time and so on and so. But what sucks is, to open a business, you do need it. So when my strikes are up, I'm probably going to upload this on my original Bill Cooper channel too. If you're hearing this on the Bill Cooper channel, I originally, if I do end up uploading it when my strikes get up, I originally uploaded it on my C. Luke's Talk Show channel. And since it is C. Luke's Talk Show, I just blabber. Might as well just blabber. I guess it don't matter how long I'm going, because it does say Talk Show, and I am C. Luke. But again, the reason why I feel like I could come and talk to you guys about this is because through all of this, you guys are the only ones who have ever listened to me, period. The only ones in my entire life who have ever listened to me. And you don't even freaking know me at all. None of you actually know me. That's a sad, sad world, where you can pitch these type of ideas and dreams to your family, your friends, your coaches, everybody else, and they think that you don't know what you're talking about, or you can't do it the right way because you're too young, or you don't know enough, or you don't know how to get, things off the ground or whatever. That's sad. And even not even just with this aspect, but with every other aspect in life, you unless it was a girl that I was talking to, like really, really talking to, like every night on the phone, like 5, 6 hours before we went to sleep and stuff like that. You guys are the only a girl who really cared about me that I ended up being a jerk to, even though she was a good girl, whatever girl it was at the time. I'm not trying to, I know it sounds bad. I'm sorry. There are a lot of girls in cheerleading, and I'm not that type of person anymore. Now I can't find one girl that is worth it. I had a whole bunch of girls that were worth it, and blue, and was a jerk to them. Finally found the one that didn't know was worth it until she was done with my antics and being a jerk. And that broke my heart when I found out that I was in love with somebody I couldn't have anymore. And fellas, if you ever have that, you don't want to have your heart broken, because you can think you're a player all you want. When you fall in love and your heart is broken and you can't have that love no more, you're going to turn into a little bitch. I'm telling you that right now. So you better cherish whatever girl that's treating you right and is really cares about you on all levels. You better treat her right. Because when she's gone and she's had enough, nothing in the world you can say is ever going to get her back. Especially when she already has an idea about you that you can never change. She's always going to have insecurities with other guys, and she's always, even if she still loves you and says she doesn't, she's always going to be messed up because of you, and you're going to be messed up too because of what you did to her. You're going to end up being messed up for a long, long, long time. I lost the love of my life in 2007, maybe 8, and haven't been with like a girl, like serious relationship like I was with this girl since then. It's 2021, and I still think about it from time to time. So let that sink in before you lose the wrong one. But anyway, yeah, that's probably one of the longest talks I've ever had in my life with you guys. Like actually talks. I know I did a couple live takes that were really long and stuff. But again, you guys can help in any way, and even if you can't help, you can, if you can't help by donating to the cause, to the facility, because I mean, I'm gonna need a lot of stuff to get started, and I do have my boss who can help me, which is great because he's a contractor and he does a lot of, he knows how to build stuff. He knows how to, because I'm probably not gonna build from the ground up. I'm probably gonna lease, or there's a lot of ideas he was telling me about. But even if you can't do anything as far as the money goes, if you know people who can, if you know people who would like to come to, who come to Wilmington from time to time and don't have like a facility where they can just come tumble at, an open facility with like spring floors, trampolines, ropes, pits, bars, beams, and all that stuff like that, give it to them, and maybe they might want to donate. So if they ever come to Wilmington, this is Wilmington, North Carolina, then they'll have a place to come. And again, if you know if you know somebody who would like to sponsor, or if you yourself have some kind of type of company and you would like to sponsor, please do so. Because I know this is not going to happen like that. I know it's not going to happen like that. I'm not even expecting it to happen like that. But I have to start somewhere. And since you guys are the only freaking people, which again is very, very sad, who listen to me, who have ever listened to me in my entire life, and even though you don't know me, I decided to give this a try. Now, if it works or not, it's whatever. At least I tried. I can still say I tried. And I will be mentioning this a lot. I know a lot of people might not like it, but I will be mentioning this because this means a lot to me. This was my dream from this has been my dream for a really long time, but I never thought I had it really in me to reach out to anybody or to even knew where to start to actually get it started. But now I know that I can do it. I know that I can structure the classes. I know that I can do open gyms. I know I can hire the right people. I know I can hire the right desk person, because you always got to have somebody at the desk talking to the parents, talking to the athletes. I know all of those aspects of the business because of what my coach taught me. Now, if I don't do this my whole life and I just stay construction, which is still not bad, my whole life that I've done since I was 10 years old, as far as when it comes to tumbling, and I started coaching in 2006, would have been a waste. And everybody who wanted to lie on me and say that I was, I got kicked out for doing, or I stopped working at certain places because of something that I didn't stop working at it at, are going to look like they were right in everybody else's eyes, who they already talk bad about me because they clone people and get them under their wing. Like I said, a lot of cult followings, which I never was into that, but I was I used to be a cocky prick, I'll tell you that, when it came to, oh, I know everything and so and so and so and so. I'm not saying I know everything, but as far as in this aspect of my life, this niche of my life, with the right backing and the atmosphere that I want to create at the gym and how I teach children, you can see it. Like I said, you can go to, I'm going to give you the link so you can see I'm not lying. I am real good with children. I'm real good with middle schoolers, high schoolers, older people, anybody who wants to learn. I'm real good with athletes and people who like to listen and learn things, especially when it comes to tumbling. So I promise you, you will not be investing or supporting something that is going to be a fail or a failure. I know it's going to work. I just need enough people to believe that I have the right tools and I know how to schedule all this stuff and get it together, to believe in me enough to know that I can and support me enough to do it. And this is, like I said, this is my only way to do it. This is it. This is literally my last chance to do it. I can't go back and work for another gym. I cannot do it. I absolutely cannot do it. Because I done did it so many times, I know what it's going to end up to. I can't go in there and tell them how to run their business and tell them, it don't matter if I'm right or wrong. Even though a lot of businesses that I left, they've called me. I can give you a couple coaches' numbers right now, because after I left, like, I'm not saying their business failed because I left, but like a little bit years down the road, they went out of business, and we had a falling out. Some of us were friends before the business, and then we talked, you know, because I never hold grudges forever. And they said I was right. I know, see, somebody's gonna think I'm being cocky right now, but they said I wish I would have listened to what you were saying. You knew what you were talking about and all this other stuff. And it's not because I know everything. It's just because I'm honest and I don't lie, and I learn from my mistakes. And I already went through a lot of stuff with other gyms before the gyms that I have falling outs with. If I said that right. So I'd already been through it. But see, again, I don't know how they can know some people, they can even know your history and know everything you've done in your life, and know that they used to watch you when you were an athlete, or they watched you coach, and they watch everything, and then still, because times have changed and then new people have come in, and somebody comes in with a lot of money and they just disregard everything, and they think you don't know what you're talking about anymore. When it was once a point in time, they knew that you were the only one who knew what they were talking about because you were the best at what you did. They just disregarded it all. So, guess I'm about to get off here. I think I told you guys everything I could think of, and I can't really think of anything else more to say. Except for nobody can say that well, now I can say, I don't really care what anybody else says. I can say that I didn't try and I didn't give it a shot. I'm gonna keep on mentioning it. I'm not gonna, if I don't get a quick response or anything like that, I'm not trying to, get an instant response and all that other stuff. But I just want to know that I said this and did this for myself, and that I can't say to myself that I didn't try to find some way to accomplish this goal that I've had for a while, because I was pretty tired and I was just about to go to. I told myself, maybe put it off and do this tomorrow, but something told me not to do that. Something told me just get on, hit record, see where it goes, and at least give it your all. Say everything that you got to say and everything you wanted to say or you have said to your family and friends and coaches and so-called friends, everything. Say all of that. Because if you don't, the only person that you can blame is yourself if things don't get off the ground or things don't get started, because I'm the only one that can do it. And I hope a lot of you too take maybe this video, and learn that you can do the same thing too at whatever you're good at. That it's a time, these are times where you have to start trying to go into figuring out how you can go into business for yourself. And if you have to really, really think about it, you have to think so hard about it. Because if you don't think and find a way and you just give up, or you think it's too hard, because I'm trying to tell you, I've been thinking and just trying to think of what I could do, because I didn't want this to be the end of the road as far as my coaching career. Even though there were so many dead ends. When I got down here, I tried to do this at my friend's UFC gym and everything like that, which he gave me he said I could, do in the facility, but it's kind of a small facility, and I didn't have my car at the time, which I do have now, but still, I want to be able to branch out on my own, because then again, I'm still working under somebody instead of me taking the lead, which I should have did a long time ago. And I think 33 is a good age to start. I just don't want to end up being 43 and be like, oh man, I should have did it. I should have said that, man. Remember that one night remember time I had that idea? Oh yeah, back to what I was saying. Even if it's going to be hard finding a way. It's not going to be easy, but you will figure out a way. But you have to constantly think. Keep your mind focused. You have to literally think. If one thing doesn't work, try something else. I know this is basic, but some people think that there absolutely is no way, no matter how hard they think. And I can understand that because I've thought that before too. It's like, man, nah, I just go back to mediocre life and just so and so and so. But there will always be a way. I promise you, on everything I love and everything I've ever said to you, that you can find a way. No matter how hard it is, no matter how broke it is, no matter where you live, if you live in the woods in your car, you can still find a way. And I honestly hope that you guys do that. Whoever you are listening, if anybody's listening, because I know probably like anybody listening to this, they're probably like, this is an hour-long video of this clown just talking his head off. But I finally did it. I was working up I was trying to muster up what I was gonna say, how I was gonna say it or whatever, and then I just said, forget it. Just hit record and just say what you want to say. I can't believe I got it all out in the way that I got it out in. But I probably need to go with my luck. My phone will die in a minute. My phone will die and none of this will be saved. But I love you guys again, and I'll do some more updates on this and stuff. But I really, really hope that you guys understand my passion for this, and that this is all that I have left. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'm not saying, oh, I got nothing to lose. I'm gonna go out, shoot up something or something like that. But this is all that I have left as far as my life going, or what I should be making my livelihood off of. I can't do it on construction. I mean, I can, but I don't want to wait I don't want to go through construction training all the way through. And I love it. Again, if you're a construction worker, don't get mad. But I don't want to go through construction work training through 23 years. That's how much I put into what I'm doing now. Because 23 years from now, and then thinking, oh yeah, I can do my own construction company now. You know how far along the road that is? I would just have to start all the way back over and do all of this again. Even though I have it in me, and if I have to, I will. I don't want to, because I feel like God gave me a gift. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. And if I let this go to waste and don't tell anybody about it and don't try to branch out and do something about it, my whole life is going to go to waste. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you can understand it. And I honestly hope you get some kind of strength and some kind of ideas and some kind of focused mind state in these crazy times we're in, that you can do something like this too and reach out to people. But you have to really be creative. You have to really believe in yourself. I know that's played out, but nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody's going to believe in you but you. But if you don't believe in you, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe somebody will believe in you. But even if they do believe in you, you still got to believe in you, because if you don't believe in you, I know I said that a lot, how can you go past whatever? A strong, you're going to have a hardship, and then you don't believe you can make it through that, and then, nothing was going to happen. Period. You got to go out and make it happen. I know that's played out too. A lot of people say that stuff, but I'm willing to start from the ground up as far as business-wise. I'm not willing to start from the ground up and trying to do another career. Well, actually, I am, but I have to still. I'm working on that now. I can still continue doing this construction thing, but like I said, I want to start from the ground up, but with a niche that I'm. Is that even how you say it? I think it is, that I'm already invested in and I already know a lot about, because I mean, it's just perfect. I can do the Facebook, I can do the YouTube channel on the gym. I can do the Facebook page on the gym. I do my own marketing, which you guys know because you see me do a lot of this stuff online, a lot of these channels and pages and stuff. I mean, if you've been here this long, especially somebody said they were here, been with me since 500 subs on the Cooper channel, you know that I can do this. So, again, this is my story. I'm glad I got to share it with you guys. But You're the only ones who will listen, so I do need your help to finish this. I need your help to finish this story. All right, I love y'all. Good night.